Hi, a lot of people ask me, how do I learn to speak good in English? You don't speak good, you speak well. When somebody asks you, how are you? You don't say, I'm good. You aren't good unless you are a character in an allegorical novel. You are well and you're doing well. Here are some tips that will most definitely help you better yourself in speaking the language known as English. 1. Learn 10 words each day. Any simple 10 words, and make sure you write a paragraph in which you use those words. It doesn't have to be a story, personal note, just use those words in sentences and take full creative liberty. Most people simply learn the words but haven't a clue regarding their usage. And I've seen this practice even in articles in newspapers. 2. No need to start with novels. Novels are tediously large texts written over a long period of time. If you aren't decently familiar with the language, you will hate picking up the dictionary over and over again. So, start with plays. Plays are much smaller and comprise dialogue. If you want to learn to speak, you must focus on the speech rather than detailed descriptions laid down in novels of the surroundings and whatnot. 3. Do not read more than 3 pages of anything. Your interest in the content is secondary. It should never overcome your desire to learn the language. In 3 pages, you will find plenty of information to understand the rules of grammar. When you look at the 3 pages, think in your head that you are in a prison. And to learn English, which you have to at any cost, only these 3 pages are at your disposal. So get the most out of it. Really read, notice, observe how every sentence is formed and compare it with your sentence formations. This is not about creativity or originality. Steal as much as you can. Memorize the manner of speaking, explaining, and describing. You want to learn the language, not write a Nobel Prize winning book. 4. Learn from anything that you come across. Even if you are studying engineering, medicine, or anything, you have books, and I'm assuming they are in English. When they're already written in English, then instead of picking up novels or newspaper, why don't you study as well as examine the sentence formation at the same time? 2 things at once. 5. Try to think in English. When I was learning it, I had nobody to converse with in English. My only tool to master fluency was to speak it to myself. The great advantage of thinking in English is there is no embarrassment. All you have to do is enforce it on you to the extent that not even a single thought crossing your mind is in Hindi. Once it is established as a habit, you will develop fluency in speech, as you've already been doing it more than often in your mind. So when you speak it, it will come out naturally. 6. Do not be afraid of using the words that you have learned. Bring them into your vocabulary. Understand this fact. Fluency does not equate with abundance or richness of vocabulary. There are 2 different problems people face while speaking the language. They either can't find words or they can't form a sentence. If you're learning words, then at least one problem is taken care of. Just because people around you aren't known for using big words doesn't mean you ought to refrain yourself. 7. Watch movies with subtitles. Movies, again, have dialogues and have conversations taking place in the most commonplace scenarios. Use it. Screw the movie. Take what you can. Observe how they're interacting with one another. Note it down. Learn it. The simple idea is the more you play with something, the more you master it. It's just like gaming. The first time you play it, you die, you lose. But as you keep on playing, you get better. Your understanding of the game develops and you discover new things. 8. Learn the differences and the proper usage of these. Do, did, does. In India, that's one thing girls make most fun of. Must, should, ought to. Ought to and should are almost interchangeable. Can, may, might. Another important one is lie and lay. Americans have a completely different way of using lay. Continuously and continually. Dissatisfied and unsatisfied. Credible and credulous. Uncomparable and incomparable. Google away and learn as much as you can. 9. YouTube. Subscribe to Late Night Show with Stephen Colbert. Actually, search for John Oliver, Trevor Noah, Samantha Bee, Bill Maher. Subscribe, and whenever you decide to waste time on YouTube, watch only and only their videos. You will learn something new alongside the language. Another great way of learning English is from comedy. Comedy relies heavily on sentence structuring. What I would suggest is, for a while, make English content your priority. Become obsessed. If you are learning something new, immerse yourself in it completely. 10. Refrain from learning the informal speech, profanities, slangs, cuss words. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Sometimes what most people learn is how to use cuss words and then find themselves unable to express in a clean manner. The fascination comes from trying to be cool or sounding American-like, or at least that's what we think. It doesn't make you American, it makes you an Indian trying to mimic some dumbass from America. Lastly, and here's a bonus tip. While typing, stop using short forms, shorthand, abbreviations, and restrict the usage of dots to a period. That is that. There is there. Who is how are you? It's not saving you any time, nor are you fighting a dragon with the other hand. So, summing up, learn new words, avoid lengthy novels, develop your own pace of reading, learn from everything, think in English, introduce variety in your vocab, watch films with subs, understand the usage, watch English content on YouTube, and prefer speaking well without having to lean on profanity. The most important thing is, don't watch a video or read an article on doing something and then give up. We're very used to not making an effort, finding satisfaction by reading how to do it, waiting until the thing becomes an absolute necessity, and then we look for shortcuts. How to speak well in a job interview, how to speak English in 30 days. If you are the person watching this, because inside you there's a need, there's a realization that you have to learn it in order to better yourself for whatever reasons, social awkwardness, promotion, interaction, public speaking, creative expression, whatever, then please start doing it. Because it genuinely takes a lot of time and work to make these videos, and I'm only doing this for you. So if you don't take any advantage, then what's the point? This is not the only video on this subject. I will be making more. If you did find this video useful, can I please in return expect your support and strength as well? I actually thought of creating a funding account on some websites today, so those who like to watch my videos can also fund my channel, as YouTube hardly pays anything. But then I decided against it. I wouldn't ever want your money. All I need is your support. And a single subscribe is more than enough to keep me motivated. So, in case my videos are useful to you or provide you with some entertainment, all I ask of you is a click on subscribe. Thank you.